got you climbing up walls. Man, your life is a mess. You used to wear the pants, now you're wearing a dress. You feel like enough is enough, and you're tired of wearing the handcuffs. Cause you no longer run your own house. You wanna be a man again. Come and join Mouse. Mouse, 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 Mouse. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Mouse Show. Men organizing unity to save Earth. That's what Mouse stands for, just in case you was wondering. Now, Mouse is not an environmental show. Because somebody asked me that one time. What does Mouse stand for? It's not saving the Earth in that way. We're men trying to save the Earth in another way. We're men who want to see the things change from what they are right now.
Yes.
Because, you know, people doing a lot of foul things out there.
Yes, they are.
People raising the kids wrong.
Yeah, they are.
People trying to make men feminine.
Yes, they are.
And we don't like it.
No.
We want to see a change.
Yes.
So we're going to get into this show by first saying the opinions expressed today are the strictly opinions of me and my brother Barry.
Yes.
And I'm King Ricky, by the way.
And I'm Barry.
And we just want people to know that these are not the opinions of our friends, family members, spouses, kids, or our employers.
Yes. And also, you know, if you have a problem with it, you know, these are just our opinions. And if you have an issue with it, then we're not doing this to make anybody mad or to the values that you have with you and your family and your friends. You know, we're not trying to change anybody. It's just our views. That's it.
So I want to start off today's subject is about raising kids today.
Ooh. Oh, that's a tough subject.
I got a lot to talk about.
Why did you pick that one to be the first one?
Because, man, people need to change the way they're raising their kids.
Ooh, man, somebody must have really made you mad.
It's bad out there. It's real bad out there.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. Man, it is bad.
Yeah, you know, my woman said something, and it kind of surprised me. I'm going to be honest with you.
Oh, what? What she said?
She don't usually hit you, you know, with the right and the left, but she did it this time.
What?
Yes. She said when you don't raise kids right, they become society's problem.
That's true.
When they grow up, guess what? You see these people out here doing these car chases?
Yeah.
They probably didn't get the butts whooped when they was growing up.
But that's true.
You know, we grew up in a rough neighborhood.
Yeah, we did.
And, you know, most of the people that didn't get their butts whooped, where are they right now?
Probably in jail or, unfortunately, 6 feet under.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so a lot of people don't believe in spanking your kids, but realistically, it's something you got to do.
Yeah, for sure.
And I'm going to give you guys some examples of what I'm talking about when I say spanking your kids. Everything doesn't deserve a spanking. Let's just make that clear. And we're not talking about abuse here.
No.
We're talking about discipline. Now, let me tell you the difference. I'm going to give you an example. Your kid's outside playing baseball with his friends, right?
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, the kid hits the ball, breaks the window.
Yep.
The neighbor comes and say, hey, what happened? Your kid broke my window. And okay, I'm going to put my kids aside and say, hey, what happened? Of course, they're probably going to lie. But I'm going to say, listen, when you're doing stuff like playing baseball, be aware of your surroundings.
Yes.
You have to pay attention to what's around you, cars, windows, everything like that. Be aware of these things so that when you are playing ball, you might say to yourself, this is not a good place to play ball.
Yeah, it wouldn't be very smart. I will say this. I remember when we grew up in the neighborhood, we did play baseball in the street and we played football in the street, but we were responsible.
Exactly.
You know, we played baseball in the driveway.
Yep.
And I remember, but we played with a tennis ball.
Yeah.
You know, we would pitch the ball fast to each other, you know, and somebody would hit it, somebody would be in the outfield, and somebody could catch it.
Yep.
You know, we were responsible.
Yep.
You know, we didn't try to take over the street to play football when we were playing football. We didn't try to take over the street. We made sure that when cars came down the street, we gave them the right of way because they had the right of way because they were vehicles and the road was made for them.
Yep.
You know, we abide by the rules
exactly
that we needed to abide by.
And see, this could be a teaching moment for your child, though. When you put them to the side and say, be aware of your surroundings, it's a teaching moment. And I'm going to give you example number 2. Your kid's probably 12 years old or something like that. Now he's getting a little older, you know, he's, you know, going to middle school. And all of a sudden you go look at his grades, you notice something. Man, his grades are starting to drop.
Yeah.
You're like, something's wrong. So you pull your kid aside and go, hey, what's going on with your grades? Of course he's going to lie. My teacher don't like me. You know what I'm saying? That's what they're going to say.
Yeah.
It's nothing to do with your teacher. It's you.
Yes.
But they're going to say something like that. Then you say to them, you know what? I noticed something. You have been on your phone an awful lot.
Yeah.
So maybe it's time for me to take that phone away.
Yeah, maybe it's time.
And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take your phone and then I'm going to let you use the computer only when it's necessary.
That's actually really good discipline, because you take away something that they gravitate towards, that they use all the time, that they can't live without. That's a really good lesson to teach not only a kid, but an adult too.
Exactly. Now I'm going to give you example number 3. You're having to get together at your house, all the adults inside, the kids are outside. All of a sudden, some kid runs inside. Mr. Ricky, your son's out there starting a fire. And I'm like, what? I run out there, extinguish the fire, and I grab the kid and go, hey, what are you doing? Of course, he's going to make up some kind of lie once again. And I'm going to say, listen, let me tell you something. We don't play with fire around here.
No.
Not only can you burn down the house that you live in, but you can kill some people.
Yes, you can.
And so guess what? You need to go inside the room because I'm about to give you a spanking.
Yes, a well-deserved spanking.
And that's a spanking moment.
That's definitely a spanking moment.
Now, I'm not going to hit the kid with my fist. I'm not going to bust him upside the head with a 2x4 or nothing like that. But I am going to give him about 3 or 4 good spankings on the butt with something, either belt or a paddle.
Yeah.
What's wrong with that?
And they would deserve that. It's funny because I have some statistics on that. They call that kind of parenting, how we grew up, they call that authoritarian parenting.
Okay, tell me about it.
That's kind of like the most difficult way to raise a child.
Yes.
Because you make them accountable for the bad decisions that they make.
Yep.
And you discipline them when they need to be disciplined.
Yes.
And there's no ifs, ands, or buts. I'm the parent, you're the child. You're living in my household. I pay the bills. You should do exactly what I say.
Exactly.
And that's how it is with authoritarian parenting. And there's another traditional way of parenting, which is kind of like how the millennials and the Gen Yers and Gen Xers are being raised right now. And the millennials having the Gen Yers and Gen Xers as kids. And that's how they're raising their kids right now, which is traditional.
Yes.
Where it's kind of like, you have the 4 C's.
What's that?
You have the choices, the consequences, the counseling, and the compassion. So it's a lot more gentle parenting that comes with that.
Yes.
You're not going to raise your voice at the child. You're not going to discipline the child when it comes to physical abuse. You're not going to yell at the child. You're going to apologize to the child when you think they need to be apologized to.
Yeah.
And we weren't raised like that.
Not at all.
At all.
Wait, let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Does that include trying to be friends with your kid?
It doesn't include that, but it could kind of fall under that category because that's like what friends do.
Yeah,
when you look
exactly.
at it. That's kind of like what
And
your
to
friends
me,
do.
you shouldn't be trying to be friends with your kids. I want to say something real quick too, man. I got a buddy at work. He said something to me one day, and I said, you know what? That's a good point. He said, spanking is a child's first introduction to accountability.
Yes.
And it is.
It is.
Because it shows you that you just can't do what you want to do in this world.
No.
There's consequences behind it.
No.
And you have to learn that starting from a little child. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you do.
And then if you get that discipline all the way throughout your whole life, maybe by the time you grow up, you'll have some maturity.
It's funny because this is not to say one gender is more powerful than another.
Okay.
But a child usually, statistically, a child turns out a better child when it's raised in a single parent household with a father than it does a mother. Because the father is more likely to discipline a child in the authoritarian way than the mother would. She would probably more discipline a child in a traditional way.
Yes.
So, that's just the facts. That's just statistics, people. Like, I didn't make them up. It's just what's going on right there out there.
It is what it is,
in
man.
the universe. Yeah. So
let me tell you the story real quick before you move on.
Okay.
I was in the store one day, right?
Yeah.
This little kid, he's in and out the little Coke machine. You know how they have the machines by the register?
Yeah.
He's in and out the machine, in and out the machine. His mom like, hey, leave that alone. You know what I'm saying? But it's a little refrigerator, actually.
Yeah.
With
the little 20-ounce bottle.
Yeah. So he's in and out, and she's like, hey, leave that alone. And he's not listening. He's just messing with it, in and out, man. I said, leave that alone. She said about 20 times, right? I started to take the kid myself and put him on my knee. That's how mad I was. You know what I'm saying? It was getting on my nerves. So then she kept up with this. And then she finally says, hey, if you don't stop it, I'm going to tell your father. And guess what he said?
What?
He's at work.
What? That's what the kid said?
That's what the kid said.
Wow. Now, when we were coming up, you talk about the neighborhood raising the neighborhood children.
Yes.
So if the parent wasn't there, you can actually say something to kind of discipline the child.
Exactly.
In some cases, you can even spank the child, right?
Exactly.
Now, in that particular moment you just told me about, it would have been okay back in the day for somebody, an adult, to actually discipline the child with the authoritarian way of raising kids.
And then they say it takes a village.
Yes, it takes a
That's
village.
part of the village right there.
That's part of the
Let me
village.
tell you one more thing.
Okay.
I was thinking about this one day. I remember when I was in elementary, I was probably about 6, 7 years old. I'm cutting up in class, right? And I'm trying to make everybody laugh. My teacher goes, "Hey, Ricky, come to the front of the class." I'm like, "What you want me to come to the front of the class for? What's going on here?" So she says, "Hey, stick your hand out." I'm like, "Okay." Smack, hit me with a ruler.
What?
I was like, "Whoa, that hurt." You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I did not like it. And she said, "Put your hand out again." The second time, I was like this. I was like, "I ain't falling for this." But she got me again. And then she said, "Go sit down." And I said, "Okay, cool." Guess what she did? You know how they used to pin little letters on your notes on your shirt?
I remember
She
that.
pinned a note on my
I
shirt
remember
and
that.
sent me home with the note. Let my mother know I was acting a fool and cutting up. And my mother said, "You do it again, I'm going to whoop your butt too."
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's what's okay nowadays. These people don't want you even saying nothing to their child.
No, you can't say anything to their child. And if you let a teacher try to hit a child with a ruler right now and see what happens.
It's ridiculous.
They don't get paid enough as it is.
Exactly.
But if they would have happened to use a ruler to hit somebody's child,
Yes.
that parent might come up to the school that next day with some kind of a weapon. I don't even want to say what kind of weapon.
Yeah.
To have a little physical altercation with the teacher.
Yeah.
You know, the parent wouldn't be like, okay, think about it, the situation, step back, think about what happened,
Yep.
and be like, well, maybe this was the right way
Exactly.
to discipline the child because the child might have said something to the teacher that was inappropriate and
Yep.
it needs to be disciplined.
Yep.
They're not going to think that way. They're going to have a reaction first, and their reaction first is going to be, okay, you touch my child, no matter what, I'm going to go get revenge.
Exactly.
That's
And
ridiculous.
Nobody wants nobody saying something to their child. They don't want nobody touching their child.
No.
And it's like, how can we as a society keep doing things this way? Because did you ever look up anything about shootings or anything like that? The difference between what happened in 20 years ago and now or anything?
Dylan Klebold and Eric Harris. Their ultimate plan was to kill as many people as they possibly could.
What was that one shooting called back in the day?
Columbine, 1999.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I bet you there's a big difference between what happened then when it comes to mass shootings to now.
You know, we can take back to when we were in school, dude. I remember being in high school, and I remember when somebody brought a knife, I remember the whole school knew, and it was like taboo.
It was.
When somebody brought something like that to school, it was taboo. Everybody knew who it was, and it was like, oh, man.
Yeah.
I mean, this person brought this to school.
It was a big deal.
It was a huge, big deal. And now people are bringing those kind of weapons to school. I didn't say anything because I didn't want to use the word.
Yeah.
But now kids are bringing those kind of things to school. And it's crazy. Like, who would have thought that we're living in a day where you have to get worried about getting hit by a bug when you going to school? I never would have thought that.
No, it's ridiculous.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
You know, another thing, there was one more thing actually that I want to talk about on this subject. A couple other things, but this is one of them. Participation trophies.
Yeah.
We have like these participation trophies right now. Now, when I played sports and you played sports growing up, I remember playing Little League Baseball. You know, I remember playing flag football coming up. And I remember when you made first, second, or third place, that was it.
Yep.
There was no fourth, no fifth, no sixth place. It was first, second, or third. And if you came in second or third place, you had to work harder to become first place next time.
That's what it should be.
There was no tap on the shoulder saying, you know what, for participating, we're going to give you this trophy. It wasn't none of that.
No, it wasn't.
You either came in first, second, or third. You might have got a gold, silver, or bronze trophy, and then you went home. There was no participation. We all knew that if we couldn't come in at least third place, and no one wanted bronze, I can tell you that. No one wanted the third place trophy. No one did, right? So we just knew we had to go back.
But
home.
wouldn't that make you more competitive?
A lot more
Because
competitive.
isn't life competitive?
Yep.
Do people hand you a participation check at work?
Nope.
Be like, I know I didn't come in for the last week, but I still should give me a participation check. You know what I'm
Nah.
saying? No, you're not going to get paid.
Nah, my job, I get 6 sick days and 3 personals, player. And once I go past those,
That's it.
That's it.
It's a wrap.
It ain't a participation one.
No.
Nope.
I wish they did do that to you. I wouldn't even hardly work. I I'm like, just give me a participation check, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna stay home next week.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? At least I did something.
But how much do
I
you
came for 3 hours last week.
Yeah, something. How much do you think technology has a part to play, though, in how the kids are now, too, though? Because we had Atari. You know, we had Atari. We had other gaming systems. We used to go to the arcades and we used to play, but we didn't have anything at our fingertips.
Right.
So how much do you think that is right now of a factor in raising some of the kids?
Well, you know what? It's a problem, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because everybody wants to give their kids something to play with. They say, here's the phone. You can use my phone.
Yeah.
Because that way they don't have to parent. It's easy for them to say, take this computer and go in the room and play with this computer. You know what I'm saying? And they know that for a while that kid's distracted.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know if that's good though. Like we went outside.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Our mother used to be like, hey, you better take your butt outside, boy. You know what I'm saying? Don't be coming in here. What you in here for? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We didn't want you in the house. Like,
we had like the street lights.
Exactly.
You know,
the
once
street lights come on,
you had to be inside the
you
house.
had to be inside the house.
And if you grew up in our house, and, you know, we had our older brother Terry, and he was like a military dude.
Yeah.
So as it started getting darker, and we knew the street lights was coming on, he'd start counting down. You got 30 seconds, and he'll come back. You got 20, and he'll start counting down. 19, 18,
you start running.
17, 16. So yeah, that's how we were.
You made it to the door by one.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or else we didn't want Terry trying to beat up nobody. You know what I'm saying? Because my mother's the one that told him, go tell them to come in the house.
Yep.
If we didn't come in the house, somebody was getting their butts whooped.
Yes. Yeah. It was.
And we knew it.
Spanked.
Yeah.
Real bad.
So we already knew what was coming. We like, we making it to the house. I don't care how far down you was down the street. You was making it home.
Yeah.
You heard that voice. Time to come in.
Yeah.
And you came in.
And it was ready to come in. It's funny.
You didn't mess around. You know what I'm saying?
No, you didn't mess around, man.
You know I was one of the fastest kids on the block.
Yeah, you
That's how I got to be a fast person. I knew how to run to that door within 20 seconds. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You know, it's funny, man, because they're using these cell phones like, you know, you got Wikipedia, right?
Yeah.
And we had thesauruses and we had dictionaries.
Yeah.
People didn't just, you know, we didn't have anything at our fingertips. So it forced us to do some kind of work to try to find out information.
Yes.
And, you know, looking at words and understanding words that you didn't even know the meaning of, learning how to spell, looking at a thesaurus and looking at a dictionary. And now it's Wikipedia, and we don't really even know if information on Wikipedia, how accurate it actually
Well, don't
is.
forget about Google.
That too?
Everybody Googles everything. Man, I was in school in college, and I'll be like trying to figure something out, and all the young kids say, Google it.
Yeah.
I'm like, dang, they ain't even trying to do no research.
Nope.
They want you to Google everything.
Everything.
And that's ridiculous.
Instead of just going to a dictionary or a thesaurus or a library
They
and
don't-
just trying to find.
They'll probably be like, what's a thesaurus?
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
probably have no idea what that is.
Probably don't.
They probably heard of it, but they've never used one.
Nope.
Not even a dictionary, probably.
Nope. They probably in the attic at the parents' house or the grandparents' house with a whole bunch of dirt on it, just need to be dusted off because nobody even refer to them anymore.
Exactly. And that's the way it is.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. I think now it's about time for a special segment.
Yes.
And what do you call this segment?
This is called the Bonehead segment.
What is it about?
Well, being the fact that we're talking about raising kids, oh, man. There's a woman who's pregnant.
Uh-oh.
She's about to have a baby, right?
Okay.
Well, leading up to having a baby, she's calling in sick at work.
Uh-huh.
Calling in sick at work, not showing up.
Do you know how much time before she's supposed to have the baby this was happening?
Good question. She was at about 8 months, 7.5, 8 months.
Okay.
Calling in sick, not showing up to work, saying that, you know, she's having complications with the pregnancy. So she decided that, okay, well, maybe I just need to go out.
Okay.
Right? So instead of using some of the personal and sick time that she had, she decided to go out, not having any plans and any money to take care of the baby once the baby would come into the world.
Okay.
Right? She didn't have a baby shower or anything like that. So she decides right after having the baby to come back to work because she didn't have any money. Right?
Okay. Yeah.
So then when she came back to work, she started calling in sick again. So you didn't have any money before the baby. You don't have any money after the baby's born. Now you're calling in sick again. So how do you expect to take care of the child? Crazy.
That is crazy.
Doesn't make any sense.
Sound like a bonehead move to me.
What she decided to do then was use all of her personal and sick time after the baby was born.
Wow.
That's not enough money to take care of a child.
No.
that's just a little money just to get you by.
Yep.
She's a Gen Yer, and nothing against you Gen Ys out there, but this woman just happened to be a Gen Yer. In our days of the baby boomers and of the Gen Xers, we didn't do stuff like this.
Yep.
So, in this particular episode, we're going to award this woman
What?
the Bonehead Award. So she gets the Bonehead Award.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
You're a bonehead.
You're a bonehead. That's all I can say.
What's up, family and friends? I want to know, how do you feel about the way that our kids are being raised today? Do you feel like we're doing a good job in being more in touch with them today more than we have before in the past? Or do you think that we should take it back to the old school way of doing things and making kids have more respect for adults like they used to do back in the day? Leave a comment. Don't forget to subscribe. And you can also follow me on Instagram at Longwood Mouse. All right, next coming up, we're going to talk about the 10 mouse commandments. So, Barry, you want to start off with the first commandment?
Yes, I don't mind. Thou shalt not let a woman tell him how to drive.
Number 2, thou shalt not hold your woman's purse while shopping.
Number 3, thou shalt not ever wear pink.
Commandment number 4, thou shalt not ever wear skinny jeans or sag pants past your butt.
Number 5, thou shalt not ever say happy wife, happy life.
And commandment number 6, thou shalt not ever wear fingernail polish, makeup, dresses, or women's underwear.
Mouse commandment number 7, thou shalt not constantly call or text his woman to check in.
Commandment number 8, thou shalt not give his woman the password to a cell phone.
Mouse commandment number 9,
What is it?
thou shalt not let any woman treat him like a child.
I agree with that.
Yes.
And last but not least, number 10,
Number 10.
thou shalt not ever wife up any woman with a high body count.
Yo, don't do that.
You don't want to do that.
No, man. You know what's crazy?
What's that?
Is that I don't know if people understand this, but like once a man initiates sex with a woman, once he penetrates her, his DNA stays for her for like decades. Did you know that?
Nah.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. So literally, like say for instance, if she has like a high body count, she could be tripping with you, but some of the DNA from the dude who shot up in it 20 years ago could be messing with her little hormones.
Whoa, I didn't know that.
That's fact. That's real. That's scientific.
So
I ain't make this up.
she could be tripping with you off of some dude she messed around 10 years ago.
Yep. Because his hormones are still floating around up in there doing whatever it's doing.
And that's exactly why you shouldn't just let anybody go inside of your body.
Right.
I mean, if you went to the doctor, you don't want anybody operating on you.
Nope.
When somebody got to go inside your body and cut you open, you don't say, give me the guy who just started yesterday.
Yeah, somebody just like, hey man, give me them scissors over there, dude. Let me cut this person over.
Yeah, you want somebody with some experience.
Yeah.
He be like, right now, I don't have a scalpel, but this razor blade would do.
Yeah.
You don't want that?
No, not
You
at
want
all.
somebody that know what they're doing. Am I right?
Yep.
Well, I'm about to end this by saying, if you are going by the commandments already, then that's a good thing. And if you're not going by the 10 mouse commandments and you want to be a man again,
Come and
join
join
Mouse.
Mouse.